One of the first times maybe the first time I ever like met Kyle in person and hung out was like in your hotel room when I showed up to that paintball trip in 2011 or whatever it was. And immediately I like walk in and Kyle's like, "Hey, have you watched the most recent Wings video? Oh, you got to see it." Just sat down and was just like laughing at the Wings video. And I was like, "Oh, this is pretty funny."
A whole room of us. And like he was supposed to be on that trip. He refused. He wanted like some real special treatment. And it's like, dude, we just want you to come. We're not, I don't have a red carpet to lay out, bro. Like this is the budget is what it is. Like these people have like 10 grand and like I split it up amongst everybody. Like this is travel money now. And it was like, I expect to be in a VIP room. I will not play paintball. I will sign autographs. There will be an autograph session.
It is kind of legit because he's not a coach size man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody was going to have to pay for his passport. He thought because he thought he needed to go to Chicago. He thought he required the passport. That's OG.
I thought he doesn't.
He's flown several times now.
Yeah, no, I went to a billionaires bash challenge with him in California once. That was maybe the first time he flew. I felt bad. He had a lot of anxiety about it on the way out. The person who sat next to him was unkind, and you can see it. Like the person who's next to him is kind of the victim, but in Wings doesn't mean to be the assaulter. He's just big, and made him feel terrible about himself. And then the whole trip while he was out there, he was dreading the flight back. You know, the repeat of it.
And so, hang on. And so, what was he considering doing?
Oh, he was going to drive back.
He was going to rent a car and drive back, and he wanted you to like share the load.
Why didn't you just buy a second seat on the plane?
Because he
didn't buy his own ticket. And he wasn't rolling in dough or anything.
Yeah. Can you imagine being on a flight from I'm going to guess Charlotte or maybe Atlanta because he's in Myrtle Beach. Yeah. To LA, which is a 5.5 hour flight. And here he comes coming down the aisle and it's going to be a show. Everybody's going to like, oh, here he comes. Cause he's bumping everybody as he slides.
Mm-hmm.
You've walked in an aisle. We're grown men. You got to turn sideways to get through.
I'm a sideways guy. Yeah.
I turn sideways to be courteous. And I'm like, who gets the ass? Who gets the cock? You never know. Hey, you, ma'am, you get the cock this time. Like,
what's your preference?
Yeah, what's your preference? One way or the other, because it's that or elbows and hips are hitting you in the side.
I always ask the gentleman as I go in, would you rather be near my dick or my asshole?
They hate it.
And he's double our. He's double.
Like I'd rather you not ask.
When I've flown coach, it's like fuck, man, I'm kind of squeezed in here. This is very uncomfortable for a long flight. 2 hours, no big deal. 4 or 5 hours of sitting back here. Plus, if there's a long like boarding and deboarding, I've been on some deboardings that took 45 minutes where we've sat on the ground looking for a gate. Like, sorry, folks, we still don't have that gate. And I'm like, I wish you'd tell us the truth because I bet it would piss us the fuck off. I bet some person fucked up. Or like, American Airlines usually extends the courtesy, but they're refusing. Like, I bet it's something like that, but I've sat on that plane for 45 minutes next to people I despise. I have to piss and I have somewhere to go. It's infuriating. So now imagine this 420-pound man all over you. And I don't care how good he smelled when he got on there. By the time we land, it's not going to be holding up that well. So yeah, he was going to drive back. But then recently he flew to England. He flew to London. And he fought that boxing kind of thing with Boogie, which is the coolest thing he's ever done in his whole life.
Boogie.
We gave him his flowers when he did that. Like it was when he came out rapping.
Oh my gosh. It was really good. I was super hyped. And when I in the first 3 seconds, I'm like, oh my God, he's going to do his own rap song as he approaches the ring. I'm concerned that this won't be good. 5 seconds later, oh, I'm psyched that it is good. Like
it's so good.
Yeah. I was
that was his moment. When he's maybe when he's older and maybe he has kids or something, like I would show him that moment. That was fucking cool. That was Wings night. He owned that night.
You know
he
how
came out rapping on a mic in front of a huge audience that most people will never be in front of, a live audience, and then he whooped another man's ass.
I sometimes laugh that on my resume of lifetime accomplishments, dancing champion belongs on there. I won $37,500 as a dancing champion. How many can say that with my level of talent? Wings has professional athletes, professional boxer on his resume, and I think
I was a fighter back in the day.
Undefeated.
Yeah, better still.
It is. I mean, even if it was Boogie that he beat the tar out of, man, I even underestimated how lopsided that fight would be beforehand. Like we all knew Wings was going to win.
We all favored
Wings.
I didn't know. I'm not sure Wings got hit.
No, like Boogie was just arms by his side after the first couple seconds. It seemed.
He couldn't lift his arms. He couldn't keep his shorts up either.
Oh yeah. And even they were on the mic, like the pre-fight hype. At one point, Boogie's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. He's like, I couldn't even beat those stairs on the way up here. Like 3 stairs with a handrail that he struggled with. That was a sick tear.
Bad luck.
So, I think I was texting with him ahead of time, and he was confident going into the fight.
Oh yeah, he had every reason to be.
Yeah,
clearly shown.
I mean, speaking of people that are like doing better, I would say that it's crazy looking at Wings of Redemption on the LolCow podcast that like he's the most normal and like reasonable of the 3 of them on that show.
It's him, Boogie, and who's the third
Keemstar. I would say Keemstar.
Okay.
Oh,
there's
Keem
Tommy.
goes on the show.
Tommy got fired though, didn't he? I haven't kept up.
I don't know.
Yeah, Wings has always been like a regular guy. He's just eccentric. He has these weird takes that take you by surprise. It's not that everything that comes out of his mouth is wackadoo. You'll have very normal conversations about this, that, and the other, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, whoa, what'd you say? What? Well, yeah, she fingered my butthole, broke up the poop. What?
Real talk. It's just like I say this on a daily basis, like Wings-ism lines. It's just like,
yeah, it's wild. I've shown a lot of my.
I did on the Wingsism. One of my favorites was he was rating how hot his sister was by what kind of car her boyfriend would be driving. He's like, I think she's like an F-150 hot.
That's a great way to escape a weird question about rating your own sister. Like, just frankly, that's pretty good.
Well, didn't he drive like the guy drove a Honda Civic, which was like insulting? She could.
Yeah, it's low class.
F-150 guy at least, maybe F-250.
Yeah, but that guy was like, there's always like so much drama, and he's always so open with it. And it's like, man, these are like some of this shit's criminal. There's like drug stuff, and then
the cockfighting.
The cockfighting. Woody doesn't believe the cockfighting was real.
I don't know if the cockfighting was real, but I heard the chickens in the video for the longest time. Right? You would hear them crowing while he did his commentary.
He was definitely not the ringleader of it. I think it was his stepfather that was the one.
My understanding was he was selling roosters who were fighting roosters to those who fought them. So he like bred and raised fighting cocks and sold them to those who would then have them fight. And I guess they're just chickens, but I always thought that was a little fucked up. But that aside, I believed it, I guess. Like maybe it wasn't a side hustle per se, but I bet he sold a chicken or two. You know what I mean? Like it happened at one time or another. Somebody was like, yeah, let me buy one of them. I'll fight him. Like that happened at least. We've been there a couple times. I think I've been there 2, maybe 3 times to the Wings estate and seen the happenings there. It's a gas. It's a good time.
Yeah, I think I was alone in remembering his couches as being absolutely remarkable. I was blown away by how cool they were. They recline. They were black leather. Like I sat in that. Maybe I was exhausted, but I sat in that couch. And I was like, "This is heaven. This is way better than mine."
It was a real big poofy leather couch. It was nice. I think we were both surprised by how big his trailer was. It was like I don't think I'd ever been in a double wide trailer, or at least I'd never. Maybe when I was a kid and I went to a buddy's house or something. That thing's big. Like it's really big. And he kept showing new bedrooms, and I was like, "How many are there?"
Yeah, my dumbass didn't really recognize like what a trailer was. I had been in an RV before, and I thought it was going to be more like an RV. I think if you don't, hang a picture on the wall or something, it looks and feels like a regular house to me.
Slam a door or jump.
Yeah, I guess I miss that. But to just walk in it and look around, it kind of looked like a house. I expected it to look more like an RV or something.
Yeah, but that's what makes him so interesting to me is because he's very normal in a lot of ways, but then
not all of them.
not all of them. And sometimes he has, and his stories were always good, whether they were lies or not. Like he told a good lie. Like his lies were good stories. Like the one about him getting arm robbed like 2 or 3 different times and getting shot. Like who cares if he made a little funny story up? Yeah. It was funny. But the problem was he just kept doubling down, and we're like, show us the scar. And he's like, I'm like Wolverine, I healed. I don't believe you now. He could have been like, it's ugly and it's high on my thigh, and I'm afraid I'm gonna like show my side. He could have like made something up, and so he's like, nah, it's healed up. You can't even tell. And I'm like, I don't know. I've got little nicks I had when I was a kid, and I can point out the scar. You know what I mean? Like scar.
Yeah. I've got bicycle accident scars I could show you, let alone gunshot wounds. I mean,
yeah. I'm looking at my hands right now, and there's like the scars. I can see stuff. Anywho, Wings is always great. He can be awful at times, but it's almost a part of like what makes him funny is the awfulness. Because I don't think his awfulness comes from this calculated place of like, you know what? I'm going to do this, and then that's going to happen to him because fuck him and I don't like him. So let's go. Boom. I'm going to say this. It's more like he's just like, there's nothing in between his brain and his mouth, and he's just like blowing sometimes. And he would say awful things about us that were just flat out lies and fabrications that held no basis in reality. It was like the way Chris Chan will go on about Pikachu or whatever, the Sonichu. It's like, okay, you're in a fantasy world now. Like he'd make up stuff like that about us.
I can give you an example. I did this thing called King of the Web, right? And I made a video about how I'm running for King of the Web. Please vote for me. And then I made daily videos. So for the last like 30 seconds of every video, I'd be like, hey, here's a reminder, link in the description, vote for me, whatever. And then he told Holiday Doc, I think was his name, like this behind the scenes info that like, not that I gave the money to charity. I really did. But that I made so much off the videos. Like I made way more than the $7,000 I won, which is not true. And I try to twist my mind into this, like how to make it possibly true. The first video I made like, I don't know, $150, like whatever I made on a video, $200 at the time. And then all the other ones, I don't know if you should even count them. It was just like the last 15 seconds of a video, like don't forget to vote. And it's even if you add all of them up, I didn't make $7,000. And Holiday Doc makes a video like exposing me because he has Wings of Redemption as his insider source. And it's like, what the fuck? All of this is fake. Why is Wings saying this? Like, what was his
the worst
motivation?
part is he goes and does basically the same thing with that Ashley Seals girl, right? Where he goes and finds a girl who has some disorder, cerebral palsy or MS or something. She can't move. She's sitting in a wheelchair and she's got a funny look to her and she's sort of contorted and she can't move well. And he's like, oh, I can manipulate this into views. Let me sit next to this sick girl. And like his mannerisms during that video that's the worst Wings. That's the worst version of Wings. When he's sitting there with that, he's got his best giant shirt on and he's got a pin in it between his fingers. Oh, a pin. Yeah. He's got this pin between, he's just like, so Ashley, you can't move good. I notice you're all fucked up. Now, is that a new occurrence, if you will?
I've never seen this before. This is like new lore to me.
And her poor mama is there, and that's like a grandma or aunt or something, or a mom or something. And that lady loves her child so much, and that child loves her lady so much. And so, like, yeah, God, it pulls at my heartstrings even now. It's like hard to look at this. And it's like, come on, man. Like, we're raising money to put her in a bariatric chamber. Like, it's going to fix all that. It's like, this is snake oil, and it's the worst kind of snake oil. It's the kind that this isn't like boner pills. This isn't grow your hair back. This isn't make you get pussy. This is make your child walk again, snake oil, and it's evil. And so, like, I don't want to be anywhere near it.
So he was promoting like a snake oil cure to that ailment in that video.
He was raising money for the snake oil.
Like, it's not like he was knowingly like, oh, this is a fake cure or something. Like, it was something that I'm sure that the mother or something was like, oh, well, Dr. floated this idea about potential experimental therapy, and then Wings went from there and was like, okay, well, let's try and get the money for this experimental
It's a bariatric chamber, right? Which is just a low pressure chamber or high pressure.
It's high pressure. It's putting you in high pressure, pure oxygen, I believe.
So they thought if she was in high pressure for an hour, that it would cure
all
MS,
that,
right? Like whatever it is she had.
Like that's good for burns. I understand bariatric chamber for like lots of extensive burns is very good for it. Bariatric chambers have purposes. I'm sure there's lung issues where the pressure is helpful, so it's easier to take a breath. Maybe,
but there was nothing sinister about what Wings was doing. Like,
no,
I mean, I know less.
What did Wings tell you, Woody? He's like, this is a good idea. I'm going to start going to graveyards next and just go straight to the.
The graveyards idea was mine. Because
that was your idea.
He was going to go to nursing homes, so I would top him by going to graveyards.
He's going to start going to like hospices and be like, this is Elmer. He's a 93-year-old diabetic black man. We want to put him in a pool of salt water. We think that if we brine him just right,
you know, what would be a good bit for that is everything is a bariatric chamber. No matter what's going on, it's a bariatric chamber.
Ingrown toenail.
A good relationship with a bariatric chamber guy. We're both making money hand over fist.
I understand your wife left you. Is that right, Stephen? Well, step into the chamber for a moment. Let's see.
You won't care. You'll be so terrified of being in this chamber.
But gesturing to the pen is just we've all seen that in the movies where the smart guy does that. The scientist sits there and he's like, actually, and he lays it down for like our characters, and he's really explaining it to the audience. It's a little,
right.
There's that moment where the guy's got the pen and those mannerisms. When I see them, I know what he's doing. I know what he's pretending to do. And I hate it. I hate it.
I guess I watched it more charitably.
He really had the plan that he was going to make that a series on his Call of Duty channel to go and like meet up with.
He was really enjoying the positive vibes he got by helping Ashley Seal, and just wanted that to keep going, which is like a little bit of it's not pure evil to me. It's like, hey, you know what? When I do good things, people think good things about me. I should do more good things. Now the motivation isn't totally pure, but it's not evil either.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know. I just feel like I felt like this was a bad one. I think it's bad. I don't know. I think on the whole, everything you say is true, but like we know enough about the particulars that it's like, I know what's going on here. This is manipulation. This isn't what you feel. This is like, hey, watch me do a good thing. You looking? Hey, mom, you looking? You looking, mom? You looking? Like it's that we've all done that as a kid. Mama, look. Watch while I do it. And you like go down a 3-foot tall slide. You see? Yeah, I saw it. It was real good.
No hand.
Remember, I got a lot of negative will on my YouTube channel when during Hurricane Sandy, I photoshopped and edited the news statements over the day after tomorrow footage of New York being flooded. That was a very polarizing video. People either loved it or they really hated it.
That's your most viewed video, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't think so. Probably some zombie tutorial or some shit is my move.